Where's my book? Hello. So in honor of the year ending and of me officially starting my YouTube channel, I am gonna do my top books of 2024. I know you guys probably see these everywhere, so this is nothing crazy, but I thought I wanted to share what mine were. The first one I read quite recently, and it is Where the Crawdad Sings. Something about this book just did it for me. One thing that it could have been was that I listened to the movie soundtrack while I read this, and for some reason that just like really heightened my experience. I don't know, this was such a good 5-star read for me. The author's note in the back said that she wanted to write about what happens when, you know, as women we're programmed to be nurturing towards others and help others and be around others and kind of, you know, be the caretakers. She wanted to write about a woman who didn't have other people around her and what that would kind of do to you. This book was just incredible. I had seen the movie already, so I knew what to expect, and I actually really liked that. So this book, rated at 5 stars. It was so good. This is a book that I probably want to reread in like 20 or 30 years. I don't know, just like when I'm older and wiser, I feel like this will be a good book to reread. This one I also read recently is If We Were Villains by ML Rio. This book I feel like has gotten me into this book has gotten me into my dark academia phase again. I don't think I've ever stopped thinking about this book since I finished it. It is incredible. I don't know what it was. I don't know what is in this book. I think the style that it was written was so interesting. It was written as like prologue and then act 1, act 2, act 3, like a Shakespeare play. The writing was incredible. I really liked how complex the characters were. I don't know, this was just like, it made me want to like read every single like dark academia book that exists out there. And in fact, I bought like 3 dark academia books for Christmas because of the high that I felt reading this one. I bought A Secret History, Babel, and Ninth House. So I definitely will review those on here as well when I get to read them. Next is, I could only pick one book in the Throne of Glass series. It is gonna be this one, Queen of Shadows. This book did it for me. It had me like clutching my pearls. It had me sweating. It had me screaming. Like, okay, that sounded weird. It had me like freaking out. There, that's better. This was probably my favorite book in the Throne of Glass series, if I had to guess. And definitely one of my top books overall for this year. It was so good. I think about this series so much, especially Aelin. I think about her all the time. Frankly, I want a tattoo from this series. My stepmom, my brother-in-law, and my sister are all reading this series right now per my recommendation. So yeah, to say I'm obsessed is an understatement. This one I think is my overall top book of 2024. This is a book where you either love it or you either hate it, and there's no in between. I will accept no criticism over this book. It is Fourth Wing. My boyfriend gifted this to me for Christmas. Look how pretty she is. He just knows I'm obsessed with Fourth Wing, and so he got this for me for my birthday. He got this for me for my birthday. It comes with a bookmark. I forgot about that. Oh my God, I'm literally obsessed. I'm gonna put this over here. Yeah, it has my name in the cover. I don't know if I'll ever actually read this book because I just want to cherish it forever. This book was like a drug to me for some reason. I don't know. I can't explain it, but this book is so good. It checks off like every single box for me. I think I really love that there's dragons in it. I love the fantasy aspect. The world building for me is easy enough for me to understand, which I really appreciate. There wasn't too much smut for me, which I need a good balance. I can't have too much of it. I've reread this book. I listened to the audiobook twice, and then physically read this book once. So essentially I read this book 3 times this year. I am obsessed. I think I'm gonna create an entire video just for Onyx Storm when I read that, because this book just does it for me. I am one of those people. So now I'll do my last 2 books. The next one is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This was another 5-star read for me. This romance was probably one of the best romance books I've ever read. It wasn't too cheesy or silly, but it didn't fall flat for me. This was the type of romance where you look inwards and you look at how you treat others and how, you know, the type of partner that you want to be. I'm pretty sure I cried at the end of this book. It was so good. It does have a happy ending, but I remember recommending this book to my friend Libby, and she finished it and she was like, why would you recommend this book to me? Because it's kind of heavy for a romance book, but it was so good. And it also was really funny. And the MMC, the way that he took care of the FMC, oh, it's just so good. I did physically read this book. I just don't have it with me because it's at my boyfriend's place because I want him to read it. And then the next 5-star read for me, one of my other top books, was Wait For It by Mariana Zapata. I don't know what was in that book. It was so addicting, like I couldn't put it down. I remember that it was an extreme slow burn. I don't think anything happened until like after 300 or 400 pages, I don't know. But I remember that didn't bother me at all because I was genuinely interested to know just like even about the female like main character and about her journey, because she had to raise her sister's kids and like what she was going through. Like I genuinely just cared so much about the main characters. I just wanted to keep reading. And then I was like, oh yeah, there's romance in this too. Like, oh my god, the book was so good. I have read 2 of her other books. I read Colty and All Roads Lead Here. I loved Colty. That was my first book of hers. That one was another really long, all of hers are slow burn actually. That one was really fun. I think I liked it because the MMC played soccer, or no, the FMC played soccer, or they both did, whatever. In that time when I read it, I was in my sports romance era, so that just checked that box for me. And then a few months later, I read All Roads Lead Here, and I didn't like it. And I hate that I didn't like it because I know a lot of people who did. For some reason, the FMC was just insufferable to me. I could not stand her. She would go hiking and scrape a knee and like need rescuing, and I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being harsh, but I just could not stand her. And when I don't like a female main character in a book, that really turns me off. So, but I still finished it. I didn't DNF it, but I think it was the only book that I rated 2 stars this year. Isn't that funny that in one author I can have one of the worst books and also one of the best books I've ever read? I don't know, that is just so interesting to me. Thanks for watching my first YouTube video. I am so excited to be posting on here. I'm not entirely sure, you know, how often I'll post or what exactly I'll post, but I have a few ideas, and really I just want to talk to people about the books I read and, you know, make my silly little vlogs. So yeah, thanks for watching.